Hi, my name is Irina Ilarova. I'm reading for Oksana Scene 1.
Team, this is Oksana, lead engineer for the United Nations Atomic Energy Commission. We've got a lot to talk about.
Chernobyl power plant. In terms of cost and casualties, worst nuclear accident in history. Even though only 25% of uranium in the reactor actually melted down.
Why are we needed? Chernobyl was contained 30 years ago.
It was contained and it wasn't contained, if you know what I mean.
We don't, because we don't speak in contradictions. So what's the issue? Well, right after the meltdown, the Soviet Union went into survival mode.
We poured hundreds of thousands of tons of concrete to create makeshift dome over the plant to trap radiation because the explosion blasted the reactor's lid through the roof.
Smart. Concrete's an effective block to radiation. Only if it's top quality and properly constructed. This was Cold War era garbage thrown up in a panic. Decades later, it's decaying, and it might not be able to insulate the corium much longer. What's corium?
A molten mixture of nuclear reactor core materials formed during meltdown. Highly dangerous. It's a slow-moving lava mass until it quickly forms a hardened outer shell, preventing most radiation escape.
This is the corium in Chernobyl, nicknamed the elephant's foot. Photo was taken 15 years ago by some maniac who entered the facility unauthorized. Anonymously posted online, it's the only view of the interior since the day of the disaster. Can you imagine the shell on that thing cracked? Radiation City.
That's exactly what we're worried about. The dome is decaying. If it gets much worse, it won't be able to keep the elements from falling into the plant.
If the corium's radiation escapes, the majority of Eastern Europe's soil and water supply becomes unusable. 740 million people permanently displaced. A humanitarian crisis. The UN built a massive multi-billion-dollar sarcophagus, the largest movable structure in the world.
It's impermeable, will fit over the current dome, and will contain radiation for at least 150 years.
And by then, 5 half-lives of the cesium that was used in the reactor will have passed.
Making Chernobyl and surrounding areas safe for habitation once again.
But the radiation that's leaked over the years around the reactor has weakened ground strength.
The sarcophagus weighs several thousand tons. We need for someone to determine strongest points in the ground surrounding the facility.
So the engineers would know the exact position in which to place the sarcophagus so it doesn't sink into weakened earth, creating gaps that would allow the radiation to escape, defeating its purpose. Why us? The UN has engineers.
Frankly, we're years and billions over the schedule on sarcophagus. We can't have delays. The dome is failing. It's too much is at risk. We need fastest minds available.